There's no denying that Chadwick Boseman's loss is felt in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. People were smitten by Boseman's charisma and attitude as he left a mark, making cinematic history as the first black superhero to have his own standalone film in the MCU. Many people were taken aback when he died in August 2020 after a private battle with colon cancer. So how did the sequel navigate this tragedy? Keep watching to find out. First off, Letitia Wright explains her character's journey. The talented actress who plays Shuri talked about how her character's journey in the Black Panther sequel helped her process Chadwick Boseman's death. The late Boseman played the classic Marvel Comics hero Black Panther in the Marvel Universe, starting with 2016's Captain America: Civil War. The hero, who is also known as T'Challa, was the oldest son of Wakanda's King T'Chaka and Queen Ramonda. From his father, he inherited the mantle of Black Panther and became the guardian of Wakanda, an African nation with high technology that has hidden its marvels from the rest of the world. During his first solo adventure, the smash hit 2018 blockbuster Black Panther, viewers were able to witness the wonders of Wakanda and meet T'Challa's family and loved ones, including his prodigy sister Shuri, who's played by Wright, war dog spy Nakia, who's played by Lupita Nyong'o, and also Dora Milaje Special Forces leader Okoye, played by Dane Gurira. Even through the film's ensemble cast of impressive and layered characters, the Marvel world was ill-equipped to be shook by tragedy. Boseman died from colon cancer at the age of 43 in August of 2020, after showing up in the Avengers crossover movies Infinity War and Endgame and voice acting Black Panther in What If Season 1. In an interview with Letitia Wright about her return to the MCU in the new Black Panther sequel without Chadwick Boseman, she talked about some of the ways she navigated the tragedy. She talked about how she was able to grieve, cry, laugh, and grow stronger by channeling her grief into Shuri's new arc. It took some time for her to start healing, as it would, but she realized that Shuri kept looking at her every day, asking if she was going to fold or go again, which let her process her own very real feelings. So how does the movie itself address the loss? Boseman's death was obviously a significant and integral part of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This was refuted in the trailer's opening seconds, which used a cover of Bob Marley's No Woman No Cry to emphasize how T'Challa's in-universe death had left behind a team of strong women who need to move forward while grieving his loss. Even though the king has left a vacuum of power that may lead to a Wakandan internal strife, the nation must band together as a new crisis arises from under the sea, led by Namor the Submariner, played by Tenoch Huerta. The filmmakers and actors of the new movie had to scurry to make the film work in the absence of its titular hero, as we can imagine was really challenging. This wholly captures the film's new storyline, which was most likely changed radically after the star's death. Wright's journey was likely very close to that of every cast and crew member around her, drawing from the conclusion of the plot they were telling to try to heal their own wounds as well. Now, how it's portrayed in the movie. The film opens with Shuri in her lab, fumbling to come up with a way to help her nearly dead brother when her mother, Queen Ramonda, shows up. The queen informs her daughter that T'Challa has died, with her eyes filled with tears. The Wakandans have to mourn the passing of their king, and what remains of the royal family parades through the city wearing his helmet. They form a circle in the woods surrounding his casket and send his spirit to rest with the forefathers. The anniversary of the beloved character's death sets the film in motion when Queen Ramonda takes her daughter to a cove where they have an emotional discussion about death, sadness, and mourning. But nearing the end of the conversation, they are disrupted by Namor. Just after Boseman's death, uncertainty arose about whether his role would be recast or not. The plot of the sequel ended up being inspired by a popular theory among Black Panther fans that Shuri would take the role of the Black Panther, just like she did in the comic books. Coogler has been transparent about how Boseman's death impacted him, saying he was on the verge of leaving Hollywood. He wasn't sure if he'd make another Black Panther film because it hurt so much. He wondered how could he allow himself to feel like this again. But then Coogler said he reflected on his last conversation with Boseman and made the decision to keep going. Despite the Chadwick-shaped hole in the heart of the franchise, in the end it all played out wonderfully, and what a movie it was. Don't go anywhere, there's still a lot of Black Panther stuff to unpack. In other news, let's talk about that post-credits scene. If you didn't understand it before, we're here to explain the post-credits scene in Wakanda Forever, as well as a new Marvel Cinematic Universe character. The MCU sequel takes place years after 2018's Black Panther and immediately after the events of Avengers Endgame. 1 year after the loss of King T'Challa, Princess Shuri must contend with Namor, a submarine leader who is a danger to Wakanda, her grieving, and her role in the world after such devastating loss. The sequel has one post-credits scene which appears at the mid-credits point and reveals that T'Challa and Nakia had a baby boy together called Toussaint. Shuri is taken aback but starts to shed joyful tears as Nakia clarifies that her son is the real reason that she was unable to attend King T'Challa's funeral. What a twist. So when was he born and how big is he now? It's been 6 years since Nakia parted ways from Wakanda, ditching her life as a spy and relocating to Haiti to settle and teach the children, as is revealed in the new sequel. The gap of 5 years between the Infinity War and Endgame movies is most likely included in this 6-year period. Given this information, Toussaint was most probably born at the end of 2018 or nearly 2019. T'Challa was captured by Thanos in 2018, and it's entirely feasible that Nakia fled Wakanda pretty soon after his sudden departure, already pregnant with their unborn son. Besides that, Wakanda Forever is set after a year following T'Challa's death, presumably in 2024, implying Toussaint is at least 5 years old if not 6. Toussaint, it turns out, has a real name that's after his dad T'Challa. He never ended up living in Wakanda, and the fact that he exists is unknown to most people. With a lot going on in Wakanda and the weight of the throne on their shoulders, T'Challa and Nakia chose to bring up Toussaint in Haiti instead. There, the kid could enjoy a normal childhood away from the Wakandan customs that T'Challa and Shuri were raised with. Even as Toussaint was clearly aware that his father was a king, T'Challa's disease was another reason that he didn't want his child to visit Wakanda. Regardless of these factors, it's possible that Nakia will eventually bring Toussaint to Wakanda when he's a little older, which makes sense for a new plot for a sequel. Smart move. That makes us think he might be the next Black Panther. It's not unthinkable, but Toussaint's possible role as Black Panther appears to be a ways away from being taken seriously. In Wakanda Forever, he's just a kid of only 5 or 6 years old, and it's too early to tell what lies ahead for him. Toussaint would need to come back to Wakanda at a certain point if he is to surely inherit his dad's former mantle. Besides that, with his Aunt Shuri now officially the Black Panther, it's unlikely she'd voluntarily give up her role so quickly. Toussaint was most likely introduced to honor T'Challa and ultimately Chadwick Boseman and their legacy. There's no need to rush the kid's future when he's so young. Does this align with the comic books? In the comics, Black Panther has a child, but it isn't Toussaint. T'Challa has a son called Azari with Ororo Monroe, or Storm, a key figure of the X-Men, not with Nakia, as revealed in Wakanda Forever. Some other versions of Azari, presented in the animated movie Next Avengers, Heroes of Tomorrow, was born in a world where Ultron had wiped out the majority of the Avengers. Azari was raised with the children of other Avengers and under the tutorship of Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. He ended up going on to succeed his father as Black Panther, inheriting T'Challa and Storm's powers such as super strength, flying, and electrokinesis. The MCU's Phase 4 has seen the introduction of a number of young characters, both teens and kids. Some are based on comic books, while others are original characters made for the MCU. Toussaint, it seems, is one of them, despite the fact that he is not based on any comic book characters. Although he has the potential to be the next Black Panther, there is more to his MCU future than reclaiming his father and aunt's mantle and legacy following Wakanda Forever. With Marvel bringing the children of superheroes such as Thor and Black Panther, they may one day form their own superhero team. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. That's it for today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. See you in the next one.